Lions TV, welcome to the Den on the channel's 3-year anniversary. It was 3 years ago to the very day that I stood on this spot after we beat Oldham 3-0 in League One. Since that day I've done hundreds and hundreds of interviews and videos, but today obviously is a very different interview. You don't look much different. The man standing next to me, over 7 years at the Den, old and new, over 200 appearances for the club, the overlapping left-back legend, IAN DAWES.
I don't know about a legend, but...
Mate, thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Before Millwall, we'll get into that, but you was at Queen's Park Rangers.
I was, yeah, left straight from school.
Straight from school, straight into football?
Straight into football.
You had a great career, but I just said I was looking at your Wikipedia page earlier, it may not be correct, but it said after you had a very similar career at QPR as you did to Millwall, similar amount of appearances, similar amount of years, but it says they got rid of you because they got rid of the plastic pitch, but you're saying no way.
Well, I just think the new manager obviously wanted to play someone else, although I did play quite a lot of the games, to be fair, because Mark Dennis came in, he was either injured, suspended, so I played probably majority of the games, but I was the sort of person I wanted to play all the time. Yeah. And
you said to me now you'd struggle with the squad rotations these days.
Oh gosh, ridiculous, isn't it? Like, you're not playing today because we're going to rest you. It's like, it's like you ain't played for a week, or for 5 days. I just think it's too much, resting and all that. It's a load of rubbish, personally, but maybe that's why I can't walk and they can, maybe, I don't know.
Well, listen, QPR's loss was very much our game. You come to the Den, a great career at the Den. You signed by, obviously, the Doc?
Yeah, the Doc signed me. It was quite weird, because when I was at QPR, it was Tommy Docherty, who was manager at QPR, and then obviously came to Millwall, John Docherty, so a little coincidence there, sort of thing. So
what was he like, the Doc? I've interviewed Cascarino, I've interviewed Herlock. I've heard some random stories. Cascarino said that the gaffer locked him in his office, wouldn't let him out until he signed, playing him with booze.
I think he was. Yeah, I think they were definitely old school. Doc was definitely old school. I think they were a good duo because he had Frank with him as well, and we've got a couple of horses coming towards us. We might have to move a little bit.
We'll cut him with some photos. Hang on.
But yeah, it was.
No, they're going left there.
Oh, that's all right. But yeah, no, they were a good combination together, and yeah, it was a case of completely different to it is now. They wouldn't be able to do that now.
Yeah, exactly. What's it like the old Den? What was it like to sign? Did you have any options other than Millwall? Was Millwall the only club in?
I went to Coventry before that.
Oh,
they wanted to sign me for about 2 weeks before I came to Millwall. I'm born and bred like Croydon, so
ain't got to move house.
It was like, where are we? Coventry, where's this? And it was like, nah, I'm not going there. So I sort of, in the end, it was like, I'll go back to QPR, knuckle down, try and get back in the side more often. And then I think what it was, I think with the Millwall thing, it was like coming to the end of like their season, first season in the league. Yeah. And I think they'd had a bad pre-season, so they had a game in the Den behind closed doors, and it was the game Nicky Coleman done his leg,
right.
And obviously I was playing, and I knew Frank from previous years, and we were just having a laugh basically, me and Frank, and I didn't think anything of it, and obviously didn't think anything of Nicky's injury. I thought it was just he got injured. It'd be all right after a while, but then next day it was, Millwall were interested in you signing for them. So 7 years later, that's how it started. So.
And you was one of the only players to ever play on the top flight for us.
I was.
You Player of the Year in 89-90.
Yeah. Unfortunately, wasn't that the year we went down? So it says it all.
You had a good season.
I had a good season. I scored 4 goals that year, so maybe that's why we went down, because I was up the wrong end.
Yeah, no one else was scoring. What was it? The dressing room and that, the players, the characters, Herlock, Cass.
To be honest, I remember my very first training session, and it was good training session. But I remember Terry Herlock had the ball, and I was trying to get the ball off him, and like when you give people a whack and everything like that, I was just coming off him, I couldn't. He was just solid. I was just. He was. To be fair, he had this sort of. He was a hard man and everything like that, but he was a good player as well.
Yeah, he was a good player. And a lot of people with interviews said that he was a good player.
But that was the thing. I think because obviously the first year when we played in top flight, you know, we had some bloody good players, you know, and them players have gone on and played at top, you know, big clubs like Teddy, Cascarino, you know, Jimmy Carter.
Still here, Jimmy.
Exactly, but I mean, but he went on, you know, you're talking Liverpool and places like that. We had some good players, and we played well to the system we played. But then, as you say, the following year we started to struggle, but we never then adapted to that. We didn't change, and I think we had the players that we could have changed.
That sounds like a familiar story.
That was the only thing.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, you know, because obviously coming from QPR, we were football inside, whereas it was a different type of football. You know, we played both ways, and it was good. You know. But I think we did need to then try and change that following year, just a tad, you know, just to, you know, because they you know, good players get used to the way you do things, and then you have to adapt and try and do something different. But unfortunately, we just didn't do it, or we didn't do it quick enough.
No,
and then
you stuck at the club. You saw the transition between the new den and the old. For those who won't remember the old den, tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, it was great. The old den was, I mean, to be fair, everyone knew where they were at the old den, didn't they? You know, people knew where they were standing, and I think the first season with the new den, it was like people would go to the ground and they were like, where are we? What do we do? Where do we go? And it was a bit like that. But yeah, the old den, I remember playing there against Millwall for QPR, actually in a cup. And yeah, it was quite intimidating, I must admit.
It's intimidating. I used to find it intimidating. I would say when your team was around, I was sort of your grandson's age, about 8-9 years old, and I used to be intimidated being a home fan. So
no, I remember like coming out the tunnel, and they were all leaning. Everyone was leaning over the over the tunnel bit, shouting nice things to you and all that.
So nice, it made you want to sign for
it. That's it. And I never thought, well, I'll be here soon. So, but to be fair with the fans, if you know, you could be having a stinker game, as long as you are trying your heart out, they'll stick by you. No, you know, and I just felt that was, you know, because there were games where you know, you could be the best player in the world and you're still going to have a bad game.
Oh no, of course you've hit the nail on the head. It's absolutely the Millwall way and the mentality of the fans. It's still the same now.
Yeah.
You work your bollocks off, then they'll love you for it. And say over 200 appearances. You say you scored 5 goals for Millwall.
I did, yeah. I think 4 of them were in one season.
What one sticks out best for you?
I think the Charlton game when we were 2-1 down. I think it was about 4 minutes to go, something like that, 3-4 minutes to go. And it came out, and I think it was David Thompson. I think the ball came out, and he clipped it back in. And I just made this run and got behind, and it like just clipped it over the keeper, and 2-2. So yeah, that one.
Nice.
And I think the other one was, I think it was, although I must say it was David Speedy went in goal, I think, and he was only tiny.
Someone comment on this the other day on Twitter.
And it was a free kick, and I smacked it in the top corner. But so being that he was so small, probably couldn't get it anyway. But
well, I remember you being. I thought. So my 9-year-old memory's a little bit blurred. I thought you was a right back. Was you a right-footed left back?
Yeah, I was really. Yeah, I mean, I think I had that all my life. Whereas, because at QPR we had Warren Neal, who was predominantly right-footed and wanted to play right back, and I thought, well, I'll play left back then, so I can use my left foot, and so I did, and I just ended up playing there basically.
Job's a good one.
Yeah, but the nice thing was you sort of like players I'd played with, like Mickey Flanagan was at QPR in front of me, and he went to Crystal Palace, and I remember going to Crystal Palace for a Millwall game actually, and he came out, well, we were warming up, and he went, look, Dorsey, we've had a chat and that, and they said, oh, what foot is he? And he said, I don't know. I said, Mick, we played for years together. I said, you must know what foot I am. He went, no, I don't. What are you? I went, we'll find out. And that was it. So in a way, it was sort of nice that people just thought I was left-footed. But
no, you was a great player. So I've looked on your Wikipedia page, and not everything on there is correct because the pictures of some Paul Val player were blonde there.
Yeah. Well, at least he's got hair though, which is good. So.
But a lot of people said, you know, Kenny Sampson was a great fullback for England, but you'd never got a call for England. But a lot of people believe you was that good.
Well, I think I differ. Kenny Sampson was quality. He was a great player. I went with the under-21s twice.
Nice.
I think because I wasn't left-footed, I think they all thought I was. And then when I turned up, and started coming in on my right foot, and they were like, oh, okay, he's not left-footed. So I think I never really got the chance with the under-21s, basically because I wasn't left-footed. But it's one of them things, you know. It happens.
You had a fantastic career, and it's like you say, you never had to move out of Croydon for it either, probably.
That's it. That was a nice thing. Yeah.
No, it must be though. Some players have to go here, there, everywhere. You've gone boom, boom, two clubs.
Well, that's it. I mean, to be honest, I would have, you know, no disrespect to Millwall, and I would have stayed at QPR if they'd wanted me. Because I was a loyal sort of person, you know, and the same thing with the Millwall thing. Now I've got my 2 kids. Well,
it's thanks to your daughter West Down today because she's a Millwall fan, watches the channel.
They're both Millwall nuts. She works for Millwall.
Here's your boys coming in now.
There's my son. I think he's my son.
Uncle David, James, love ya.
But he's about 6 foot, so I don't know whether he is mine, really. But.
Oi, Lions TV, he's a legend.
No, he's a legend here, mate.
IAN DAWES, legend.
But yeah, so no, they're Millwall nutters.
I've clocked that one already. So obviously the transition, moving on to now your family being here today at the Den, the transition between the old, which is just over there, and the new. Yeah. What was that like for you? Was it exciting times around the club? Was there a level of expectancy that we're going to go on to bigger and better things?
To be fair, we should have. I mean, we got in the playoffs twice, and both times we as players expected to go up because we were playing fantastic football. And realistically, we probably should have gone up automatically both years, but we just missed out.
Third, didn't we? Like miles clear of Derby, and then we won't talk about that game.
But then the playoffs, we just, I don't know, I wouldn't say we froze, but we just didn't play or didn't perform in any of the games as well as we had done. That was, you know, and I would say that was probably the most disappointing part of it in the playoffs. You know, the rest of the season we were great.
Eventually you left. Did you leave the club through injury? Was it?
Yeah, I had to retire through bad knee basically. So my last game was Chelsea in the cup final. No, we went to penalties.
Went to penalties there, going after a 0-0.
Yeah. So
not a bad game to end it on.
I know, but unfortunately it was the next game was QPR.
Yeah, that's right. We lost 1-0.
We lost 1-0, and I was in my head when I was warming up at Chelsea. And I was like, you know, like when you side foot the ball and it's like the pain, and I'm thinking, oh God, what am I doing? You know, should I be out here? But I did okay in the game, but then unfortunately the knee swelled up again, and I was thinking, this was Tuesday we played, and the game Saturday at QPR, and I think I've got to really try my hardest and to finish off and think, well, if that could be the last game, QPR Millwall. Be fantastic, you know, and then retire from there. But
well, mate, it wasn't to be. Good way to end it. And not only are you a Millwall legend, you've bred Millwall's full supporters. So thanks so much for joining us.
Right,
cheers,
welcome.
mate. Good man. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thanks. You have to be well careful around here.